So hello. Now, today I'm going to look at three watches. Firstly, I'm going to look at the Casiotron. Now, I'm hoping, because I've got this diffuse light, it looks really good, and hopefully, as I come closer to the camera, you can see that. But what I may do is bring the camera over to this table. In fact, I will do that because I think it will look better. Hold on. Yeah, this looks better. So here is the Casiotron. Now, this grey sky here and diffuse light looks so good. Look at that. That does look very good. Also, I'm doing this in the afternoon, and I've noticed that I'm normally tired in the afternoon and not in the mood, but the light looks so good, I thought, you know, let's do it. Actually, and whilst I'm there, if I force it to sync, it might click the time synchronization, although it's probably within a second accurate anyway, even though it hasn't connected there. But in a minute, yeah, so the Bluetooth connection to my phone isn't in range. That doesn't matter. But I wanted to look at the Casiotron again and this lovely light. And by now, anyone buying this or wanting one of these has probably found out that they've all sold out. Saying that, someone did message me that that this person had seen some for sale on retail websites in the UK, but I don't know what their websites are. But apparently, to my knowledge, this thing has sold out. Now, before it was on sale, you know, I thought it might be popular, and I thought that, you know, maybe it would sell out within a week. The 4,000 that I understood were made, apparently they would all go, you know, within a week or so. And you know, the morning that I tried to buy this, you know, I was almost tempted to, you know, not look at the website in the morning and do it later on when I was more free. And I didn't. And I made a video about getting hold of this and having to drive into London. And yeah, so that was actually a lot of fun, to be really honest. Fun because when I opened it, I thought, wow, that looks like a small watch, but it's the screen size, it's the LCD STN screen that gives it the small appearance. But there is something very charming about this watch, and the outer part of the dial. It's serrated, tooth-edged, and perhaps you can see it shimmering away there. If I come a bit closer, let's see if I can. Yeah, look at that. See how it's shimmering in the light. I think for me that's very, very charming. In fact, perhaps I should stay on that view. I'll zoom out a little bit there because I'm going to put it on for a moment. And sizing it was tricky because it's the push pin type, and to size it you have to follow the direction of the arrow on the bracelet, and in this projection the arrow is going that way. So you have to remember that when you put it on the device, if you have one of those devices, to take the pin out, it has to go like that. Or if you put it on a block, you put the pusher in that way. But on this occasion, I noticed that when putting the pin back in, I actually did it the other way because it was easier. So I found that interesting. But the pin and collar system, once you've done it and you've got the little pusher and a block to do it, it's actually, you know, it's not that bad really. But I wouldn't do it if you haven't done it before, because the chance of you breaking something is high. Anyway, so I sized the bracelet and popped it on, and my initial sizing, it wasn't that good. So because I think I ended up with one link removed on this side, one link removed on this side, and 2 links removed on this side, so a total of 3 links removed, so that I got the buckle balanced with the watch head like that. And after adjusting it one more time, I have the perfect position of the push button deployment buckle there, and there you go. Now I love the shiny metal middle part, and how it contrasts with the well, it matches the polished part there, and then contrasts with the small amount of brushed here. I really do like it. And when people have said, you know, it looks like an old, perhaps a feminine looking watch, that might be the case, but I don't really think that. I think it's a good designed watch. When I learned it was released in 1974 with a single push button here, and obviously a 1974 LCD display. I love the fact that it actually looks like that, and it's carrying, you know, that feeling today. Look at that, with the 4 buttons. There is something. This watch has really grown on me. I don't know if it's because of the hype, although I don't really think that's the case. I think it's because it's a really nice watch. Let's go through world time, the alarm, stopwatch, timer. I use the timer all the time. At the moment it's 10, and if I actuate it, it will count down from 10, and then I can stop it, reset it, and I think that will go back to time. So I think this is rather cool. I should put it on and show you, but I won't, because I think this is a better shot. But look at that. And the one thing that I haven't mentioned is about 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, when I first set up the YouTube channel, one of my intentions was, and still is to make a wristwatch. And I think I might have said in another video, I'm hoping to make a mechanical wristwatch, and I'm hoping to make a digital wristwatch. Now, the specification of this, it being a good quality LCD display, solar powered, Bluetooth enabled, and stainless steel case. So the specifications, but in particular my digital watch to be solar panelled and Bluetooth enabled, were some of the key features, but also to design a watch that harks back to the 1970s digital era. So of course, when I first saw this, I thought to myself, gosh, that is exactly the direction of design and product that I'm hoping to make myself. So you know, that very quickly prompted my interest. And oh, look at that. The case back is fantastic. I believe that's a mineral crystal back with this silver detailing on it. So I love them. I mean, that is very nice. Look at that. That is cool. And the profile there. Anyway, I'd started to look into the options available using third-party manufacturers to build me a case, a bracelet, and I started to look at the internals. Essentially, a power supply system, a chip system to drive the display, then a display, and it gets very for me, very interesting, but it's very technical and very expensive very quickly. There's an awful lot of cost in the research and development behind making the internal components for a watch like this. And around that time, I did speak to Seiko and Casio to inquire whether or not it would be possible for me to, as a third party, purchase their technology to put in my own wristwatch. And very quickly they said no chance. And I don't, because of course it's their intellectual property and it's technology that they've spent 50, 60 years building. So, I sort of expected that, but I thought it was worth the conversation anyway. And then I thought it's probably more cost effective to actually look at the research and development yourself, building a watch like this. But those numbers got very large very quickly. For example, $100,000 doesn't get you very far with respect to the design of a new chip and building that chip and the integrated technology. In fact, 100,000 wasn't really going to do much at all. So very quickly, the R&D and the investment in building the technology for a watch like this was so large that you would have to sell so many of your watches for it to be commercially viable, that I decided that perhaps I was going to have a rethink, because making a mechanical watch on paper is cheaper. It's still very, very expensive, but it is cheaper than making an electronic digital watch like this, of this build quality and also technology capability. So that's one of the reasons that I like this Casiotron so much. And today, actually, if I can add, the price tag of £450 or $500 made an awful lot of sense to me, because the watch, the digital watch that I am thinking about making and hoping to make, has a price point much higher than that, and that price point was determined by the cost that I would have to outlay initially to make the watch in the first place. So I actually thought this was a very, very good value watch for its technology specification and also its build specification. And so we have this Casiotron, and I think it's one of the coolest watches that I have. And it's possibly one of the watches that has provided the most pleasure and enjoyment that I've ever got my hands on. This is a watch that sits very proudly in my collection, but I think it should in any collection. It sort of complements the G-Shocks very nicely. I love the stainless steel aspect. That is so cool. I really like stainless steel as a watch material, and also it might be something a bit strange. I love the way, and I'll zoom in for this. I love the way when you put the bracelet like that, it sits on the table. It's sort of it's one of those strange things I find very appealing. And then if you put it on the table that way, the bracelet sort of sits there, folds there very nicely, and you can see the profile. I know it's something little and silly, but for some reason I find that very pleasing, the way that the bracelet folds over itself when you are placing it down on surfaces. Anyway, there you go. I wanted to show you these video shots of this watch in this light, because the light, it's so favorable. This is natural diffused sunlight coming through the clouds. Look at that, isn't it lovely? And I think I'll pop it on my wrist once again. So there you go. This is one of the coolest watches in my opinion that is on the market today, that you can get your hands on. And if I saw anybody wearing this watch, I would walk up to them, say hello, and I'm quite sure that we'd be chatting about watches. And how cool is that? Anyway, there you go, the Casiotron TRN50-2A is their part number. But there you go, the Casiotron, nicknamed the Citron, and that is one of my favourite watches. So perhaps I will add this on to the Casiotron video, or I'll show it separately. As we know, Omega have released the white dial Speedmaster. Now, of course, this is the Speedmaster Mark II, so it has that lovely chunky 1970s-esque case, and this lovely 3-link tapered bracelet, and this very lovely push button buckle, and it also adjusts there. When I first looked at this watch, the build quality is the polished edges with the against the brushed edges is the first thing that hit me. The back plate and this lovely engraving of the seahorse and the branding and the information of the watch, that in the hand felt so full of quality and sort of, stainless steel purpose. I liked it so much. And when I got this, I thought, I like it so much because I love the Omega Seamaster Moonwatch that, of course, has the different case with lugs. This is the beefed up version. So this dial is almost the same as the Moonwatch. So I like the Moonwatch, but this case and this aesthetic, this 1970s look, is what got me. Now, at the time that I first saw this, I had noticed the racing dial version in images, but this racing dial version wasn't available and is very difficult to get hold of because it's discontinued. But at that time I thought, actually, I still like the black and white dial because of its Speedmaster heritage and how closely it is to the Speedmaster, but it's got its pickup truck case on. So I couldn't get hold of this, and I was very happy with the black and white version. But having this and liking it so much, it did make me at time keep looking at the racing version. So, long story short, a number of very curious events happened, and I ended up having this in my hand. And when I saw the orange hue of a ring that's hidden below the tachymeter scale, I thought, I'm in heaven. This is a design that's and it's a watch that I knew I would like it, but it could be one of my favorite color configurations. And when I first did that with the size bracelet, I thought, this is the best mechanical watch in the world, and I'm so fortunate to have the opportunity to put this on my wrist. So as I suppose a collector and a watch fan, this for me is right at the very top. The design, the way it feels, the materials, the build quality, this is as good as it gets. And today I still can't think of a watch that I'd rather have over this racing dial Speedmaster Mark II. And I suppose, because I've got two hands here, I can pop on the black and white. Look at that. Because I know that some people prefer the black and white, and I don't blame them, because it fits so well, and you could imagine wearing this with a suit or a black and white outfit or a grey outfit, and appreciating the lack of colour. So this very monochromatic, I've butchered that word, black and white, this lovely black and white, highly contrasting dial and indices there. And then when you're in the mood, you can upgrade to the Brad Pitt version. So once again, this is the Speedmaster Moonwatch, but they've put a pickup truck body shell on top of the Moonwatch Speedmaster Moonwatch, and they've also tweaked up the engine, because of course this is automatic with a coaxial escapement and an additional 10 hours of power reserve. And Yeah, I mean, I love automatic mechanical watches, so you know, these additional features with the Mark II, the Mark II pickup truck body shell, you know, is giving me the what I think is the best looking mechanical watch that you can get your hands on. Anyway, the main reason for this video is Omega have released the white dial moon watch that I shall pop in the video right now. So you can see that dial configuration is the same as the moon watch, is the same as this Mark II. And I was thinking, what if that had the white dial Speedmaster? What if Omega brought out this, but with an inverted dial? Brought out this Mark II with the new white dial with the red text. How cool would that be? So I suppose in this video I'm saying to Omega, please release this Mark II with the white dial, just as the dial in the moon watch. This with a white dial. Please, please, please bring this out with a white dial. It's going to be so fantastic. It's going to look so good, because this is one of the best looking watches in the world ever. If you're an Omega fan, I think every Omega fan likes the look of a Mark II. They might prefer the moon watch, which is absolutely great, but for me the Mark II, this pickup truck body shell of a case on the moon watch with its turbocharged V8 engine is the coolest thing ever. And all I could think when I looked at the reviews of the white dial Speedmaster, all I could think about was, please put that white dial inside this Mark II, because it's going to look so lovely. Anyway, that's it. These are the two best looking chronograph watches in the world. The design is it's over 50 years old. It's 54 years old, the design, 55 years old. This was the big, was it the brother? No, this is the cousin of the Speedmaster Moonwatch. V8 engine, pickup truck body shell, and all that excellent design and ingenuity built into these watches. And I'm going on a bit here, but you can see, I think this is such a good watch. In fact, doing this review, I think, wow, the minute I turn this camera off, I'm going to be playing around with this racing dial, and then I'm going to think of somewhere to go, somewhere that I can wear this thing. Because I remember looking at this watch in a shop window about 10 years ago. So it must have been, I think it was the original, Mark II like this, but the original from the 70s. And this was a vintage piece. And I thought, that's a nice watch. And then when it came out, I certainly, I wasn't in a position, to see it then. And now this is here. I am so thrilled. I still think it doesn't matter what you bring out. It doesn't matter whether the other watches you look at. It's not going to trump this watch. This watch is the pinnacle of being cool and of looking cool. This is at the very, very top of the hill. If you are a watch collector and you have one of these in your collection, you are automatically entering the G-Shock members club. That's highly elite and exclusive. But if you do wear a Mark II, or you have a Mark II, you're straight in, and quite deservedly so. Anyway, there you go. Please, Omega, a white dial version of the Mark II, just like this, would be heaven. And Omega, I think your watches are fantastic. And if you're not careful, I'm going to make myself the self-appointed ambassador of Notting Hill in the UK. In fact, of the UK. In fact, why stop there? I'm going to make myself the Omega self-appointed world ambassador of Omega Speedmaster. How about that? There you go. Anyway, guys, cool watch in lovely diffuse light. In fact, in another hour it'll be dark. But I'm going to say good ciao for now, and I hope everybody is very well. And I thought, let's see if I can get this watch close up. I've no idea, I can't see myself, but hopefully you can see that. How cool! This is the... I look at it, and every time I look at it I think that is even better when I last looked at it. Anyway, there you go. And I thought to myself, before the sun goes down, the Casiotron, because I know that the Omega Mark II racing dial, I know that's cool. But these are actually, the design of them is, this is only 4 years younger than the design of this. Anyway, I wanted to say, if I had a 2-watch collection, this would be it. Well, I mean, there isn't a G-Shock Square here. I know that's a problem. But 2-watch collection, this might be it. But what I wanted to show you is the Casiotron on my wrist, because I want to show you something that is so cool. Look at that. It does look okay. It really does. And just whilst there is light here, let me show you. There you go. Hopefully I've got that in the camera there. But there you go, the Casiotron. So cool. Okay, ciao everyone.